All right, good people, how y'all doing? Look, we want to officially, well, I ain't gonna say officially because actually Samia officially stepped us into the area, right? And now we just want to welcome you back to the area, man. Look, this is our first episode. My name is Ivan Tosin. I'm a certified peer support specialist here at Capital Area Human Services. And today, for the first episode, look, we couldn't have come out no better than with Miss Matricia.
Hi.
We call her Miss Matt, but it's Miss Matricia Green, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trisha Green. Everybody knows me as Matt Green.
All right, Miss Matt. So, for starters, we just want to hop straight into this. You know, we're going to have a little conversation
I'm
just to
ready.
let everybody know today's topic. We're going to be talking about gambling addiction. So as you may know or may not know, the month of March is Gambling Awareness Month, right?
That's right.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
right.
And so we definitely want to chop it up about that. But before we go into all that, we just kind of want to get a little background on you, Miss Matt.
No problem.
Yeah, talk to us. Where you come from, Miss Matt?
I've been doing 50 years of addictions, substance abuse, but the past 27 years I've been treating compulsive gamblers. And I am a licensed addiction counselor and a certified compulsive gambling counselor. And working with gamblers, I've worked with substance abuse, but I love working with compulsive gamblers. It is an experience that I think more counselors need to be educated on treating because it's a big problem, and they're going to have clients that they're going to have gambling problems, and they have to know how to assess them.
That's good. That's good. So, Miss Matt, tell me this. So, it was almost like you kind of drew a differentiation here between somebody, because you say you worked in addictions as far as substance abuse
Right.
for years, and then you come to find your love, which was working with gambling addiction,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so, what was that difference that you noticed between dealing with substance abuse and dealing with gambling? Like, what was it that made the difference for you?
For me, when I work with compulsive gamblers, their problematic situation is the higher rate of suicide, the higher rate of dysfunctional family systems. What they do is it's harder for them to get into treatment because of the shame, the guilt,
Yeah.
all the things that's been hidden. And working with them, one thing about a compulsive gambler, once they realize and start working on themselves, I'm telling you, it is awesome. Major changes. Families are involved. It's not just them. We get families involved. And some of them are referred through the feds and other probation officers, and they're required to come to treatment, which helps them to stay out of the prison system and things of that nature.
Yeah.
It's something that people are in denial of a lot. Oh, gambling? Oh, I don't have a problem. What can I
know I
people
don't.
actually have a problem with gambling? Those are the type of questions I get.
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is educate them. Don't be ashamed to call and come in for treatment. If you are a compulsive gambler or you having a problem with gambling, you don't have to pay not one dime as long as you live in the state of Louisiana for treatment.
Come on.
So there's no reason why you cannot take a chance on yourself of saving your life, your family, your financial situation, your jobs. I've had clients to come in very professional, okay, that have been to federal prison for embezzling money from their jobs. One $4 million, $1 million. It don't discriminate. And these are professional people that they thought, okay, I can get this, I'm gonna put it back. But that addiction is so powerful.
Yeah.
It cons you,
Yeah.
and just getting the family involved and hearing the pain. But once they get together and they come into treatment and that family is involved, I can't tell you how many families I've seen have worked with has healed from this
You
addiction.
see miracles.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's do this, Ms. Matt, because so gambling is something is when I think about gambling, it's almost like in my mind, like I can kind of equate it to something like alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, if you go in the store, there's alcohol. There may be a machine in that same store.
Video poker.
And so
That's right.
the thing is like gambling is highly accessible. It's probably now more than ever, you know, and a lot of people gamble, you know, so I mean, even people that we may work with, people in our family. So how does a person know that, hey, I'm just somebody who likes to gamble, or I actually have a problem with like, how do you know when you have a problem with gambling?
I'm glad you asked that question. I don't want anybody to think that because a person go to a casino or gamble that they have a problem. It's when you can't stop, when it becomes compulsive with you, when you are taking your house money, your bill money, you're getting loans, you're getting the payday loans, things of that nature. You can't stop. There's about, I would say, about 10% of the people that gamble is problematic, but that 10% loses so much.
It makes
so
up for the other.
much. Yeah, it's when the checking account, they lie, they con, they game. The wife don't know, or the husband don't know everything in the bank account is gone. You know, and that's the point when they start getting the suicidal thoughts. How do I tell them this? I'm about to lose my family. But you know, even then, they think in that mind, I can go back, maybe I can win it back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of the people that's listening right now is going through that. That's why we have a program. A lot of people don't know our program exists. We
That's right.
try to get it out there, but they don't know it exists.
That's right.
You know, and like I said, that's why you call. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna put this number out here a couple of times. You know, you're gonna deal directly with me,
With Miss Matt.
directly
She gonna
with
get you
me.
right.
You know, and the number, there's two numbers: 225 362 5360. It's to the office. 225 362 5360. Now, if it's I get calls at night from the hotline. If you're problematic, you can call 225-747-6466. That's my cell. You know,
Come on.
if you feel like, you know, you don't want to take it that route, you can call me personally, 225-747-6466. I want you to know that I have clients that from all races, all backgrounds, you know, all types of employment, professional, etc. Most of my clients are professionals because they have the money to spend,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, until they can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure you are aware everything is confidential.
I've had an experience with gambling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I would say probably a lot of us have, you know,
Yes.
in some way, form, or
Yes.
fashion. Whether that was betting on the game,
Mm-hmm.
rolling dice. I mean, so a lot of times you don't even see things as gambling because
Exactly.
it's so normal, and so or we don't call it gambling, let's say. But anyways, I went to a casino one time in my whole life. Well, one time and gambled. I've been around the casinos, but I actually went and gambled or utilized my money and put it in the machine one time. And so for me, it was never something that a vice for me because I'm not a person. I'm not gonna say I don't like losing money because my addiction was substance abuse. You know, I had drug addiction, and so I did lose money in that case. So I lost money either way. But I guess I felt more played in this sense of, you know, feeling like, oh man, this thing is controlled because I'm like, okay, I put my money in this machine. Okay, I lost, then I hit a little bit, then I lost. And then it's like, and then I hit a little bit again. And then I found myself like, okay, now that I'm hitting, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to keep going because maybe I can recoup the money that I lost. And I find out that before I know it, I done lost it all. And I was like, you know what? That was my first and last time. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, this seems like a setup. And one thing that, and I don't even think we take this quote or whatever, it's not a quote, but this saying or whatever you call it, to heart, but this has been around for years, that the house always wins.
Exactly.
You don't win. The house always wins.
And you'll hear them say, "Oh, I won in the group." Well, see, I won too. What did you win? Okay, you sitting here
You're
in this
sitting right here.
room.
Come on.
You might have put some money in there, and won $1,000 or $2,000. But how much did you put in there prior to that? And what did you do with that? You put it right back in there.
Yeah.
The key to gambling or any addiction is what you're running from.
Come on, talk about it.
It's what you're running from. Sometimes it goes as far back to your childhood. A lot of my clients, when they get in group, because I'm one of those people, I'm going to push. You're not just going to come in my group and sit. You're going to work. Let me tell you,
No,
you're going to work. You're going to work on
This
you.
man gonna get it out you.
And the thing is, we go as far back to some have been abused. Some has been, misused. Some of them have had grief issues, and they've never worked through these things. So when you're in pain, guess what? I kind of put it this analogy. If I'm in pain, I would take a Tylenol or something. For the gambler, it's the gambling. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to deal with it. So when I'm there, I can actually just disappear. All my thoughts of pain just go away. But when I'm finished, there it is again.
So what you say, based on what you're saying, this is what I perceive. This sounds like it's just a coping. It's a way to cope.
It's a coping mechanism.
So the problem is much deeper than me wanting to gamble.
Exactly. And that's what we do in group. We work on the issues. You're not coming in there and talking about, we know what it's like when you're in the casino. We know what happens. Now, I want to know what the problem is. There's work that we do, and we work on it. And I'm going to tell you, when you come into that group, if you think you're coming in there and not going to work, you can stay where you are.
Come on.
Because this
You're
is a
gonna come and work.
life-killing thing.
Yeah.
And when you come in that group, and you're going to have peers that's going to support you, support each other, you know what I'm saying? And it really grows. There's Gam-Anon for the family members that you go to, and there's another support group, GA, for you that you go to as well. But this is treatment. This is treatment. This is where you get that stuff off of your back. I tell my clients all the time, you're carrying garbage around on your back that's not even yours.
Come on. Wow.
So we do, and we've seen some awesome stuff with children.
Yeah.
When it's family time and the kids are facing the parent and telling them how they feel. The one I remember most is a young lady facing her mother and telling her mother because her mother used to gamble and go stay out 2 and 3 nights at a time. And she would think her mother was dead. She said she got the Bible and put a picture of her mother in there and just prayed and put it under her pillow. These are the type of things she did. And when that child facing you, telling you that, I'm going to tell you there's not a dry eye in the room.
I'm fighting to you.
But that mother hears it for the first time.
Wow.
She hears it for the first time.
For the first time, yeah.
And we work with the children. We have a gambling program for the children, So the thing is, we work with the whole family.
Can we slow down right there? Let's talk about that real quick, because what does that look like? So what does the age look like when you say children gambling? Like, how young? What are they doing? And how do we know that they're addicted?
I'll tell you, it's called the computer. They
This
go
thing?
on there and they play, the phones, the computer.
Okay.
They go on there and play their games. They get their mom's and dad's credit card and go on and get, and they're up all night, okay, playing those games. And I was on the radio and I was sharing this, and one mother called and she said, "My son is doing that. That's what he's doing. And he gets mad and he steals my card." I said, "Your son has a gambling problem."
Wow.
And she set up an appointment for him to come. And what happened was he wouldn't get in the car to come to the appointment. And I told her, I said, "The problem is this. You.
Come on, talk about
The problem is you." He would have been in that meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, I say, you got it. What is it that you can't control? What's going on?
Yeah.
Because we have more. this is really the big thing. You would not believe we have more adolescent gamblers than we have adults.
Wow.
But nobody's addressing that.
Yeah.
Parents, one of the reasons that that's not being addressed is because parents don't want their stuff,
To be, yeah. Come
okay,
on.
out
Talk
in
about
the
it.
opening.
Talk about it.
And so what happens, I have a couple of people right now that has been into prison so many times, multiple times as a result of that gambling.
Yeah, yeah.
And starting young.
Yeah. So let's still with the young people. So what are some, like, I don't know if you know of any names of games, like what are some of the things that they're playing, if you know of any, that's popular among kids right now? Like, because kids are on their phones all day. We've been in COVID. They haven't been in school. A lot of them been sitting at home, and their phones are getting more attention than they have before. You know,
They gamble with each other on their computers playing the football games. You and I can get on there, and I'm gonna play you, and I gamble with you. I'm gonna bet you $10 that I could beat you. Except that is very, very popular.
Yeah,
when they do that type of stuff, and they will get on there and they play the games and put the money. You know how you have to put the money on there and play the games, and they're hooked on this. They
gotcha.
are hooked. I have a client that's what, when he stopped gambling in the casinos, that's what he started doing. Okay, and it slipped one day.
Yeah.
You know, and so we got into that. You know, but he wasn't aware that was a problem, as long as he wasn't in the casino.
Yeah.
But any game of action where you were trying to profit something or putting money in it, and you do it over and over and over and create problems for you, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And this sounds just like what my counselor told me years ago when I went through a treatment. And it was just as simple as that made, for us, just making it plain and simple for you to realize if you have a problem. Because a lot of times you're trying to figure out, like, okay, do I have a problem? Do I not do that? She was just like, look, let me tell you this. If it causes a problem, it's a problem.
And if you have to ask yourself if it's a problem,
you gotta ask yourself.
It's a problem. You know?
Yeah. So let's go a different direction.
Okay.
I kind of want to go a little political, if we can say. And so the legalization of gambling is happening. You know, right now it's a big thing, especially because of what the pandemic has done.
Exactly.
A lot of places are trying to recoup money, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so a lot of people see this as a way to help the economy. But there are also people out there who feel like this probably won't be a good thing because of people out there who may have challenges due to gambling. And now it's like, okay, hey, we can go back to prohibition, alcohol. Look, now it's legal. Now look, we see what that has done, and there's some good and bad, I think, with everything. But what are your thoughts with that? Like, if as far as the legalization, because it's happening and it's going to continue to happen. So, what are your thoughts around it?
Well, like you said, it's going to be here. It's not going anywhere. Okay, it's just happening now that they have approved that you can go and do the sports betting in the casinos. And that means more people are going to be flocking to do that. The casinos is about money, you know, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be there, but, you know, they have to allow people have to if they don't have a problem, they can go in there and they can make a bet. But somebody who's problematic, it's not an option.
Yeah.
It's not and gambling is going to be here, okay? And the thing is, it starts with the person. It's a must, and you can't stop, and you taking money from areas in your life that's going to create problems. The casinos are not the problem. The problem is if you go in there and doing more than you should be doing, and it's creating a problem for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's the horse racing.
Come on.
That's something else. You know, people don't.
You know what? I never thought about that as gambling. It is.
Really?
I mean,
if you got a problem, you can. You know, if you got a problem, you betting on that horse.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and you sit at home sometimes, and you do it. Your friends come over, y'all play cards. If you got a problem, and
Yeah.
you say, okay,
Yeah.
my problem is casinos. I don't have a problem playing cards. But guess what? You don't. The key thing is the brain.
The mindset. Yeah.
The endorphins in the brain, the pleasure center of the brain. You're on that high. You're on that high.
Yeah.
And when you're on that high, that's what.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
That's when the problem comes.
So let's go here, man, because it's like one thing that I'm thinking about, like personally dealing with addiction, and a lot of times it's obvious.
Yes.
It's and not all the time, but for the most part, a lot of people know how to sometimes look at a person, even whether you're wrong or right. People have a picture in their head of somebody that could be possibly using drugs, you know what I'm saying, or addicted to drugs. Right. There are certain physical, things that may be, anyways, that may give it away. There are certain things that are in a person's life, but with gambling, you're not literally seeing like a person who might be losing weight. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's odorless. You don't smell it. Like, so how do you see it? Like, like how do you even like can you go walk into a casino right now and literally look at people and say,
I can walk into a casino now and know who's problematic, and most of the time, because first of all, let me tell you, we did a training when we were in Shreveport when we first started doing. I saw people who had paper over their window in the casino, so nobody see how much money they won.
Wow.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're sitting there, and because we had to go in and see, just take a look and come back in our training and see what we saw was problematic. You have people playing 2 and 3 machines at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then let me tell you, some people get very personal, territorial. What they would do is say, that's my machine. Let's say if you're gambling, you're sitting on what I consider my machine. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to wait. I'm mad as hell with you. But I'm going to sit there and wait till you get up.
Wow.
And when you get up, there I am. I have my clients telling me that all the time. And when they come in the group sometime, they got their purse like this and that. And I'm like, you're not in the casino. You can put your purse on the floor. There's different things that you see, that, and just to be there and see them, and they're constantly, they are in this glazed over type atmosphere look, okay? And don't touch them, don't talk to them, don't stand behind them, because they will let you have it. That's how territorial they are.
Yeah.
There's different things that you see.
Right.
That would allow you to know, man, this person, or somebody that goes 2 and 3 times a week and, can't afford to, but most of all, I'll just share something with you that happened a long time ago. I had a client whose husband worked out of town. Okay, he had a business, big business. She had gambled away almost all the business money when he came back.
Wow.
And I was in a meeting and they called me and they said, Ms. Green, you need to get here. This man, and they gave me the number to call him, and he said, I'm going here. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm on my way.
Yeah,
and he met me at my office and he was furious and he had a right to be mad.
Yeah.
But after sharing with him how this worked, the agreement was to get her in treatment.
Yeah.
And the family took her to treatment that night. That's another thing I want to share. We have an inpatient program in the state of Louisiana, one of the best in the country.
Did not know that.
CORE in Shreveport, Louisiana. And as long as you live in Louisiana, you do not have to pay. Most of my clients have gone to CORE, and when they come out of CORE, there's long sobriety because then they come to me for aftercare.
Yeah.
But people don't know that. You know, when I used to be over gambling treatment for the whole state of Louisiana for 5 years. We opened core in Shreveport and we opened core in in New Orleans. But after Katrina, they closed that one.
Yeah.
But this was, it's awesome. Awesome counselors. Awesome counselors. So a lot of my clients, when they don't want to follow the rules in my group,
Yeah.
I refer them to core. And if they don't want to go there, then I staff them with the doctor, go out and have some more
Yeah,
pain.
yeah. I get it. You know, for me, it's like, my drug of choice was cocaine, marijuana, definitely. I mean, I've used many things, but
I understand.
those were those things. And so even for me today, I never put myself in, like the most common thing is marijuana. Like, I mean, I'm never around cocaine, you know what I'm saying? So, but as far as like marijuana, it's like, okay, you can be outside or at a family barbecue. It's like marijuana is almost like alcohol now. Like it's everywhere. People have prescriptions for it.
That's
like
true.
it's literally just everywhere. And so, but for me personally, and I'm relating to that, I guess for maybe that person that's like a gambling addict, is that I have to be intentional about where I go. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I can't get away from certain triggers. So me driving down the road and sitting at a red light, and all of a sudden I'm, ooh, Lord, somebody's smoking that. Ooh, like I don't know where it's coming from, but I smell
But
it.
you-
Like, but I can't get away from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a conscious choice to say, oh, my partner and them over there, and I know they rolling up by the hair right now, but I'm gonna go just check on them, see how they don't. No, you
can't
know. Check my motives, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I got good motives, my motives may be pure, but I'm an addict, you know what I'm saying? I can't put myself, as Miss Deborah T, shout out to Miss Deborah T, and she would say, I can't put myself in the lion's den with pork chop drawers on. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, so, you know, even with the gambling, a person that's addicted to gambling, it's like for that person, I guess it would look like, look, I have to steer away from casinos. There's some triggers you can't avoid, like riding down the highway, maybe I don't see in a place that, you know, maybe you used to gamble at, or maybe you
Billboard. You can go and see the gambling billboard. That's a trigger for
what
a lot
about the
of them.
lottery?
Oh yeah, any of that. You can be addicted to any of that. The lottery, people buy. I had a friend whose husband would spend hundreds of dollars on lottery tickets a week. You can be addicted to any form of games of chance. Okay, you really can. Each person there are some casinos, you know, video poker is the crack cocaine of gambling.
Ooh, don't want none of this.
I'm telling you, it's the crack of cocaine of gambling.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
And that's not minimizing the others, but you know, the casinos is about money.
Yeah.
It's geared to make money. The little old ladies from the nursing home comes in. You could tell who don't have a problem. They put a quarter in, may win 10 nickels and start screaming. You know that's not a gambler, okay? But when you see somebody that's just not looking up, not doing nothing, constantly, you know, don't even know the world is around them, that's a gambler.
And it's I mean, that's crazy to hear because, you know, like I'm more, like I said, I'm coming from the background of substance abuse, but you know, one thing, like even if you look, going back to the big book and how they kind of look at that person who has that trouble controlling, you know what I'm saying, and how to look at that, and it says, you know, go to your nearest bar room, try some controlled drinking, and it says, you know, and not saying like really do it, but hypothetically, you know, like start drinking, abruptly stop, walk away, and be fine.
Oh, I see.
If you're really, if you don't have a problem, you can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there are people every day who probably can have one drink, have two drinks, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm okay, and like don't want no more. Like, but that real alcoholic is like, I'm not fine. You gonna drink yours? Like, let me get yours. After I leave there, look, I'm gonna go over there. I'm on the races.
On that, you on that roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And the same thing with gamblers, with going, even just being around people who gamble are talking about it. You know, it's a problem. And I would like to say this. This is something that we need to take a good look at. I wish I could go before the legislature and just really, they need to put more money into treatment. You know, they're making money off of the gamblers. More money need to go into treatment.
Talk about it.
You know, we have people literally dying.
Yeah.
You know, the suicide rate, you know, is high. children, children of gamblers either become addicts or a lot of them leave home and go get pregnant. I'm just telling you, the children.
Yeah.
If you could be in a room when some of those kids are in that room. But I'm gonna tell you the good part about it. When recovery comes, and those children are in that room and hugging their mom and just the love that is there and how they're telling her how proud they are. That's the best thing in the world.
Come on.
In the world.
And I can even imagine for that person that's addicted, because, yes, that person they have a problem. They may be doing a lot of things to hurt other people. They're hurting themselves in the process, but this is a sick person.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, it can be easy for the family, which they have every right to in some ways, to be mad, resentments, anger, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times that person that's addicted needs to also hear it, because they may not even feel like, you love me, I'm worthy. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's true. Yeah. That's so true. And one of the number one things that happen with those payday loans, if I need to gamble, boom, 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 they go in there quick and get quick money, and before they know it, it has piled up.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to handle it, and so they depressed over that. So we need to put more effort.
Yeah.
Into gambling. Like I said, I would just love to get to the legislature one time.
Yeah, let's get this video to them. Let's look something.
I'm serious because this needs to be addressed.
That's it.
And the judges, making sure that these people get the help that they need. A lot of times they hide this from the judges.
Yeah.
And stuff like this, but that's why we're losing a lot of lives.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, we gotta bring this thing on down. But so before we go, Ms. Matt, I want you to give out that information one more time. Okay. So I know you gave out 2 numbers. One your personal number, one is I guess an office number.
Right.
Let them know how they can contact you, reach you in regards to getting help for gambling.
Okay. So I said my name is Matt Green. The numbers are 225-362-5360. That's the office number. 225-362-5360. If you can't get me in the office, you can get me at 225-747-6466. Everything is confidential.
Amen. So on that note, look, we appreciate y'all coming into the area, stepping into the area, you know what I'm saying? And we about to get up out of this area. That's what we about to do. So anyways, look, we're going to see y'all next month. As y'all already know, we dropping 1 episode a month, so we will not see y'all until April. Like, that's just so far away. So y'all just get ready, man, because look, we about to come. And look, y'all never know who's going to be in the area. Y'all just wait. All right? All right, we out of here.